Welcome back, everybody, and I am so proud of you. You guys are the few who do versus the many who talk. I'm very proud of you, and I want you to think about what you've gone through. You've started focusing on vision. You gave your mind a target. You started recognizing that consciously, I have to create a vision for my health. I have to create a vision for my mind, my body. I have to create a vision for my energy and my vitality. I have to create a vision for the things that are most important to me because that's my job. It's the only way I'm going to break some of these habits and some of this conditioning that I've learned from other people. Then you said, wait a minute, I already had a vision, right? If I consciously created a new vision, that means I was going in a direction. I just didn't know what it was. So you created a vision and then you started breaking the patterns of the old vision. How important is that? Remember, get off of the right, wrong, good and bad things. Start recognizing that sometimes you do the best you can with what you have. You're going to hear a lot about that on the video. So you started interrupting patterns and you started saying, thank you, habits and patterns, but you no longer serve me. I know more. I have better products. I'm part of a better organization, right? I've learned more and I don't have to stay true to a habit or a pattern when I know better. That's called maturity. That's called life. That's called evolution. That's just called being smart. Then you said, wait a minute, if I got this new vision, then I need to build new habits. That means if I'm a creature of habit, then that means I got to create habits intentionally, where I got to do things methodically, maybe 60 days, maybe getting up, investing my time and energy and emotional states consciously in ways that are going to build a habit and then let the habits get the results for me. This is what you're doing. You're brilliant. And look how far you've come. You're that 1% of people that make it this long in any program. Think about that, guys. Think about that. The average person that gets a motivational program or a conditioning program or a behavior-based program, they don't even start it, my friends. You start it now. Every day you've been building new habits. You've been developing habits that support where you're going, supporting your vision, supporting that better mind and that better body to take your life to the next level, to be more purposeful, to be a better parent, a better wife, a better husband. And you're becoming an example of possibility. The next phase, you said, wait a minute. If I really get focused now, what can I do? Now that I start developing these habits, if I can discipline my imagination and start using more of my time and energy towards where I want to go, what happens if I start utilizing this God-given, beautiful genius mind that we all have? If I start using more of my resources by getting focused, by magnifying that beautiful imagination through focus, what can I accomplish? What can I do for my family, my community? And you did that. Now we're at that fifth step, roles and modeling. And this is really, really beautiful because I want you to think about this. Everything that's important to you, you modeled from somebody else without even recognizing it. Nobody sat you down and said, okay, here's how you have the most healthy lifestyle. And let's talk about the water you drink and the foods that you're eating as a young person. No, you modeled. Now, some of you might have been fortunate enough. In today's time, there's some parents that are really health conscious, but for the vast majority of us, we just modeled. We just modeled what was around us. Who taught us about financial prosperity or scarcity or wealth or abundance? Nobody. We just modeled what was around us. And then we create this identity that we hold on to these patterns that's developed through our modeling. And this is why we're in some of the positions that we're in today, both on a positive side or a negative side, right? And again, that's according to your vision. Who taught you about rejection or relationships or self-esteem or fitting in and or being bullied or bullying others? Nobody taught us these things. People are massively reactive. But all of the things that matter in life, we modeled from somebody else. We modeled from people around us. We modeled as either an example of what to do or an example what not to do, right? Some of us modeled the opposite of what we saw, but it's still modeling, my friends. So I want to talk to you today about how to intentionally and consciously model and recognize that modeling mechanism is always working. It's always on. It didn't stop. And that's the beautiful thing about life. We are in a culture, Yoli, We are in an environment with amazing founders and amazing partners and amazing leaders that we can model, and that it's okay to model. It's okay to say, I want to model that particular person. Before you can model, though, you have to start recognizing the roles. This program is about better mind, better body. It's about health. It's about vitality. It's about having the vibrancy, having the opportunity to take our health to that very, very next level, to get more out of ourselves, to create a better quality of life. So there are several people around me that I can model, but I first need to distinguish the roles so that I can make my modeling more effective. So what do you mean, Rod? Well, think about it. Health is a category, it's not a role. To be healthy takes several roles. Give you, for instance, hydration. Hydration master is one of my roles. And I like to stay hydrated with my pH2O. And I know that it doesn't just hydrate me, it doesn't just create that beautiful vital energy, but it helps me stay in that alkaline, beautiful place, right? And I want you to think about that. That's what we all want. We have the products, we have the opportunity. Now all we have to do is be an example of what's already around us. And you're doing that by being in this program at this time. Very proud of you. Are the nutritionist, right? I need to be the nutritionist. That is a role. That is something that I've hired, that I've created in my mind. In this corporation of my mind, I have certain managers. The hydration master is one of those managers. The nutritionist is one of those managers. I want to make sure that I'm following the Better Body system, that I'm putting in all of these great products into my body, that I'm showing people that I'm an example of possibility because I have more vital energy, I have more health, I have the lean muscle mass to get these things done. I can develop the confidence because I have the energy to do so. The big one for me is cardio master, where I'm actually working out that heart and I'm making sure I'm bringing that oxygen into my system by just doing a little bit every day. But before I can follow through, before I can start developing that identity that these roles support me in creating, is I have to define the roles. So just writing out or just saying I'm the cardio master or whatever titles you want to use. You can use these, it's great, but create your own. But make them a name. Define your role in a very, very powerful way. Or the gym rat, where you go in and you build the muscle and you just do a little bit. You do it by writing out the outcomes under that particular role. So when I start thinking about all the roles and all of the roles that you can think of that I'm not mentioning here, you can go on and on and on. And I want you to kind of think about, what does that look like? What does that look like if I start defining the roles? If I start looking for people around me that I can model? Role model. This person is living the role that I want to model. Now, what's beautiful about that is that you can model someone that's awesome in the area of health and vitality, but they might not be that great with their finances, but they're in shape. You meet people like that, they're in great shape, they got all this energy, they're broke, you have to lend them money, but you can model them there. You don't have to model every aspect of the person. Just the same as you. You are awesome in certain areas. This is where you want to put your energy. This is where you want to be an example of possibility. And when you do that, it'll give you permission to model other people. Guys, this is a beautiful learning mechanism. Modeling is the best learning mechanism we have. You're not pretending to be somebody else. You're modeling what is working. You're modeling principle. I'm not going to not breathe because you breathe more deeply and you're getting more from it. I'm not going to go, well, I'm copying her and she breathes. I'm going to continue to breathe in a shallow way because I don't want to pretend to be somebody else. No, guys, principle doesn't belong to any group of people, any class of people. It belongs to all of us. And you have the right to model, model, model. One of the things I love about Robbie Fender is he models the best out there at the highest level. So if our founder can do it, you can do it. If one of our founders can do it, you can do it. Now let's talk about modeling a little bit. What does it mean to model someone? Well, that simply means that, number one, I want to model not their strategy first, my friends, their belief. What do they believe about health and energy? What do they believe about being a leader? What do they believe about creating wealth? What do they believe about having a better mind and a better body? What do they believe about investing in yourself every day that you're alive, because you have to invest in something anyway? What do they believe about these things? What do they believe? Just ask people. Ask them. When you see me and you're modeling something about me, ask me. Just ask me a question. I'd love to tell you. I would love to tell you. Before you model my strategy, model my belief. And you know what's so beautiful about it? A lot of times my body language will tell you my belief. Just your own intuition will tell you, but ask me. That's the best way to do it. Then model the strategy. How do you do it? How do you make it happen? You're going to have a better understanding of how to do it once you've modeled the belief system. So very important. And then I want you to also model their body language. How do they carry themselves? I want all of us to start thinking of ourselves as, especially if you made it this far in the program, I want you to start carrying yourselves with that sort of conviction, that sort of pride that you need to have for yourself, because you did the work. The beautiful thing about a program like this is that your mind will not make you do it. This is where you're utilizing your willpower, you're utilizing your energy, your effort, right? This is where you're making a conscious decision. You're maturing. You're maturing as an individual, as a leader, as a parent, as a support to the people around you. You're maturing. You're growing up. And I love that. I love that, because you're an example of possibility for that. So I want you to just start carrying yourself in a certain way. It's okay. Stand a little taller, breathe a little deeper. Recognize that when people look at you, they can feel better about themselves, because that's just what your heart is saying to them. When you look at other people, believe in them, right? And carry yourself in a way that when you believe in them, they feel good, because they can look at your body language and love that. I want you to think about that, and I want you to take that on, okay? So model that physiology as well. We are building a culture. We have people all over the world right now doing this program with you. We're building a culture together, step by step, every day. We're building a culture. Our collective energies are working together to become people of possibility. What do I mean by that? I mean that you're an example. You're an example. And without you saying a word, just you improving helps the world. Because people can feel that. Guys, there are certain things that people are modeling about us and that we model that we aren't even aware of. There are people who like me and they don't know why, right? There's people that I really enjoy being around, and I couldn't consciously tell you why. I can try to discover, I can come up with some justification, but there's more to me than I know. And I believe that we're developing that as we go through this program. I'm really, really, really proud of you, and I'm really, really looking forward to our next program, our next journey, because you're going to continue to invest. You're going to recognize that after this program, it doesn't end, it just begins. Because again, you're dealing with 100 billion brain cells. You're dealing with this amazing nervous system with all of this health and vitality potential inside of you. No matter if you have to release 100 pounds or 5, or you have to get this system, this healthy system working in a way that's going to produce amazing energy and efficiency in your life, it doesn't matter. It's still there. It's still there. All of us is still there. That possibility, that strength, that power is still inside of you. And every day that we make an investment and we take it to the next level, or we chip away some of the things that we want to improve upon, every day that we do that, we are helping the world become a better place. We're creating an opportunity for Yoli to get its beautiful products, its culture, and its message out to the world. We're so close to the beginning of this program, instead of the ending, I call it the beginning, that we want to stay consistent. In fact, I want you to start feeling, right, embracing how people are seeing you. I want you to start embracing that you're getting. I want you to start embracing the energy that you're feeling. I want you to start embracing how people are receiving you. I want you to start embracing just the little things that you're hearing from people at work and at home. People that are asking you what you're doing, or overhearing some of the videos, or watching you diligently get on your computer. I want you to start embracing that conviction and that confidence. And I want you to recognize that it's just the beginning, my friends. We're getting ready to launch. And when we launch, we're going to launch again. And we're going to launch again. As long as we get a chance to live this beautiful life and its brief happening, we're going to continue to go to the next level. We're going to continue to be examples instead of warnings. We're going to continue to be and represent possibility, because that's what we are. So thank you for being amazing. Thank you for being part of this organization. Thank you for supporting all of us by you just making yourself better every single day. Guys, thank you, and I'll see you next time.